The story of Sherlock's younger sister Enola is back to rule the hearts of fans. Hey there guys, what's happening and welcome back to another great video. The first Enola Holmes was a super hit, and now the sequel is here to prove that Enola Holmes has the potential to become one of the best franchises in Hollywood. To celebrate the success, let's look at the shocking behind the scenes facts about the Enola Holmes movies. The sequel made Millie Bobby Brown the highest paid young actor. Did you know that Millie Bobby Brown was paid a staggering $10 million for her role as Enola in the sequel? As an 18-year-old, this is a huge accomplishment for her. As per the sources, it has set a record as the highest upfront salary for a star under the age of 20. In a time when there was a prevalent age gap, it's a very progressive step. Also, at the same time, the amount is justified because of Millie's extraordinary talent at such a young age. Were you aware of this fact? We bet you weren't, and there are many more facts that are unknown to you. Don't worry, we'll be going over all of them in this video. But before we do that, please be sure to give this video a huge thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell to get more videos like this going forward. Helena Bonham Carter's great-grandfather opposed the suffrage movement. This one is very ironic. All the fans know that Helena Bonham Carter portrays the role of the suffragette Eudora Holmes in the movie. But did you know that her great-grandfather H.H. Asquith, who was the United Kingdom's Prime Minister from 1908 to 1916, was strongly against the suffrage movement for women? The movies are set in an era where there was a blatant discrimination against women, and by playing the role who's a strong feminist, Helena must have been hoping correct the wrongs that were done by her ancestors. Why was Mycroft Holmes absent in the sequel? Mycroft Holmes, who's the brother of Sherlock Holmes, was nowhere to be seen in the sequel. According to director Hallie Bradbeer, actor Sam Claflin had scheduling conflicts, and it makes sense since Claflin had a lot of stuff on his plate. The actor was busy working on 2 projects last year, and was also busy working on his role as Oswald Mosley in Peaky Blinders. In his absence from Enola Holmes 2, Sherlock and Enola got even more spotlight. Millie Bobby Brown met the author of Enola Holmes. Millie Bobby Brown and her sister really admire Nancy Springer, the author of Enola Holmes, so she actually went to meet her. As per the sources, Millie approached author Nancy Springer for the rights. Millie then got backing from Legendary Entertainment as she was filming Godzilla King of the Monsters. In a world where writers' talent is undermined, it's good to see the younger generation admiring the young talent and going out of their way to show their admiration. Henry Cavill is older than Sam Claflin in real life. Even though Sam Claflin plays the role of the elder brother of Sherlock, he's actually younger than Henry Cavill in real life. But that doesn't mean that Henry Cavill is way too old. Although he has been in the acting industry for a very long time, he's just 39 years old, and Sam Claflin is just 3 years younger than him. Author Conan Doyle's estate filed a lawsuit. This is something that the staunch fans of Sherlock Holmes would have wanted. As per the reports, in 2020, the estate of author Conan Doyle, author of the Sherlock Holmes book, sued Netflix and Nancy Springer for copyright infringement. However, it led to nothing as the lawsuit was eventually dismissed. This isn't the first instance of directors and studios facing a lawsuit, and that's why it didn't make it to the headlines. And in most cases, usually the directors and studios win, just like this one. Miss Harrison's Mercedes. Miss Harrison, an uptight middle-aged headmaster, drives a Benz Patent motor wagon in the movie. As per the sources, this is the world's first ever production car, and Mercedes only commissioned 100 reproductions in the movie. Fans might have missed this detail because cars don't play a big part of the movie. Also, in the 20th century, there was a huge variety in the designs of the cars, so only a true gearhead would know how to spot a rare car. Actors who were in other Sherlock Holmes projects. There are 2 actors in the movie who have also appeared in other movies related to Sherlock Holmes. First is Francis de la Tour, who appeared with Mr. Holmes, and the other one is Hattie Morahan, who was a part of Arthur and George and Mr. Holmes. It must be fun to work on a project that one is already familiar with. Mycroft Holmes' character is different from the books. Sherlock's elder brother Mycroft Holmes is not as it's written in the books. In the movie, Mycroft is depicted as a lean man. However, he's different in the books. In the books, He's plus size and doesn't like social interaction, but that's not a big deal. Directors have a right to exercise their creative freedom, and it has happened before. Even the famous characters such as James Bond and Harry Potter are not 100% accurate as per the details in the books. Enola Holmes was supposed to be released in theaters. Did you know that Enola Holmes was meant to be released in theaters by Warner Brothers? But thanks to COVID, it never happened, and eventually, Netflix got the distribution right. And at that time of quarantine, Netflix was a place where everyone found refuge, so no one is complaining though. This brings us to the end of our video. So these were some of the unknown behind-the-scenes facts about the Enola Holmes movies. What are your thoughts on these? Let us know in the comments down below.